Sadcat. Hey. Oh, big stretch. Hi. Say hi to YouTube. Okay, well, that's all right. Hi, YouTube. Sadcat says hi as well. His brain's a little broken right now, it seems. Um, this is Sadcat's Journey, episode 1. We're going to talk about, building initial trust with him. I kind of just wrote down my thoughts here, and I don't really have a script. I like to wing it, so let's just jump right into it. I guess the first thing that happened was I noticed him, I noticed this cute little kitty wandering around the neighborhood, trying to cross the street, maybe hiding behind my bush, running away whenever they saw a car or human. And that was Sadcat. And so I would try to call out to him, be like, "Here, kitty, come here, come love me." And he wouldn't. So next time I went grocery shopping, I got a bag of treats, because I know the quickest way to a stray's heart is through their belly. Next time I saw him after that, I just, ran inside, grabbed the treats bag as quickly as I could and started shaking it, grabbing treats out, dropping them, being like, "Come here." He did approach me, and that's kind of what kicked it all off. Before that, I never saw him approach any human, but once I started trying to feed him, that was it. Now, on that very first time he did approach me, he did end up swatting me and scratching me. It wasn't that bad. I didn't have to go to urgent care or anything, but, clean the wound, and it didn't even scar, actually. Now that I look at my hand now, didn't even scar. This is a different cut from him, but that's neither here nor there. We'll talk about that later. But after that first interaction, I kind of learned that he is a bit food aggressive. If he sees food, he's going to want ownership over it. At least at that point. He's gotten a lot better since spending time inside. We're almost at 60 days. Actually, tomorrow. It's 60 days. So this is the 59th day indoors. Yeah, I just learned he's food aggressive that day. And thus began me dropping food slightly away from him whenever I was giving it to him. Kind of my next thing I was talking about is, now that he knows that I'll feed him, I want to provide for him, I started putting out food and water. We're going to go take a look at what that looks like, because I still do it for the other stray cats that are here. So let's just... I actually didn't even check the porch yet this morning. So let's see. Oh, Mr. Raccoon came again. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this water's dirty because Mr. Raccoon likes to pick off some food from this mat and then eats and washes his hands in there. But I started leaving food and water out here for Sadcat. I still do for the other kitties, Boo, and we're workshopping names for Sir Fancy Pants, who I have nicknamed Beefcake. It's just cold, I'm sorry. So I'm kind of not wanting to keep the door open. Leave food and water out for the cats, and the implications of that is that you will attract other wildlife. Be prepared. Wherever you live may or may not be okay with that. That's up to you to figure out. I own my house, so that's a non-problem. But I gotta be honest, now that the raccoon is showing up, I'm going to stop leaving food out and just put food out when I notice the kitties are around. This happened before when I had Sadcat. I didn't expect to run into this when filming. This happened before with Sadcat. I would leave food out, and I thought it was a skunk, but it probably was a raccoon at the time. It started, showing up, eating food, and I don't want that kind of wildlife around here. So I made this little shelter, and I had a bed on it. This shelter is just, oh my God, it's freezing. There's styrofoam on every side. It's like an 3/4 of an inch, I think it is, and on top and bottom. And then there's just straw all up in there. What I did wrong, he never used it. I only put one entrance. I messed up. It needs 2 entrances. So learn from my mistake. Make 2 entrances on it. Otherwise, the cat will not want to go in, probably. Yeah, he began just hanging out on that, on top of that, and there were these little chairs that he'd rest on. Um, Trying to make it into like his home base, so he'd hang out here more, get more comfortable, like being near his food source and his water source that he's learned to trust to be there. That's right. You. Um, Next, we covered making a shelter by leaving all those things on my porch: food, water, a place to rest, the essentials. It kind of makes it his home base. He remembers it. He comes here for comfort or something. He had a little scratch on his nose, and he actually got a cut on his neck there. He got gouged in a fight, and he was looking bad. And you know what? After that, like, he was totally fine. Then the next morning, I show up, and he has all this stuff on him. I think he was hurting, and he knew that he could come back to my porch to be safe. Now, on the first time I fed him, he scratched me. Whenever I'd put food out and he was there, he would nip at my hand and whatnot. You got to be careful. They're a wild animal at that point in time when they're outside, and you don't know if they have been vaccinated to anything or their history at all. You got to be careful. So, like, when I got bit several times prior to bringing him inside, I went to urgent care. I got antibiotics for like a week. They would give me Augmentin, either 5 or 7 days. And they cleaned my wound all nice, give me a lecture about playing with feral cats. And that was that. I'd go right back and continue doing it. Just be mindful of that, be safe. Get some thick gloves. Actually, speaking of which, let's go talk about that. Let me show you my gear. Firstly, 10-inch high rubber boots, nice and thick. Whenever he bites these, his teeth just bounce right off. He has yet to penetrate them, which we do still need sometimes because he's a spicy boy. Isn't that right? You got a boogie. Hold on, can I get it? Oh, come on. Can I? Good boy. Good boy. Sorry, I can't resist. All right. So, safe interactions. Let's go take a look. A couple different things. Oh, some thick overalls. These things put in work. When I put these over my boots, you literally don't feel anything. Those are just Carhartt brand, but any thick overall denim. Those are actually like some thick cotton or whatever. I don't know, but thick material. Oh, God, my finger. Thick material. Get something good. I have welding gloves as well for whenever I would feed him or attempt to pet him after he bit me and whatnot. Mom cat has these, which are wild. Like twice the length of mine. But, hey, they work. I don't think she's gotten nipped in those yet. I've gotten bit in these a bunch, and you don't feel a thing. Proper protection is important. That's that. Proper wound care is also important, but I'm going to wait until I get bit again before we make a video on that. Once they're like hanging out, identify the potential issues with both behavior and health. So when he showed up with his cut across his nose right here, yes, little man, and on his neck, right there. I don't know if the fur will ever grow back. I immediately called my vet and I was like, yo, what can we do? And they're just like, not much. See you at your appointment that you already booked. And I was like, okay, great. This was when he was still a stray feral boy and we hadn't had him indoors. Oh, baby boy. Sorry, he just distracts me. Trying to see if in my notes if I missed anything. Yeah, check for cuts, scratches, any sorts of wounds, like a limp maybe even. Maybe have a little broken bone. I don't know. He had matted fur, which was definitely causing him discomfort. And I think that was a part of the reason why he would lash out unexpectedly towards me.
He would be rubbing up against me all lovey-dovey, and then I think he would hit a mat, like they were all right here, all along his back, and then he would just react. Be mindful of that. That can happen. Be wary of any fleas or ticks they may have that may want to jump off of them and onto you. You know? This is the truth that no one really talks about. You gotta be mindful of. You'll get that with any type of feral or animal that was living out in the streets that you try to bring in. And you gotta be mindful. I think that's really it. Like, whenever you see them outside, try to interact with them if they want it. Sadcat really was dicey to pet. He didn't really love being pet. He just wanted his food, and that was it at the time. So, like, I would just always try to feed him when I saw him. But other than that, that's all you can really do to build their trust. Yeah, I know you're over it. You gotta respect their boundaries. It's the most important thing. I'm linking back behind the camera. I promise. Yeah. Like, he's done being pet, so we're done petting. As simple as that. And I think that's a big reason why we've made the progress that we've made in this short time. Oh boy. His ears are still a little dirty. This is off topic. That's really everything I wanted to cover. I'm not going to get off topic. We'll make a whole other video where I talk about his ears and the gunk in there. I could go on and on. Anyways, thank you for listening. I am going to try to be more organized with the next one. Yeah, I hope this was interesting for y'all. Say goodbye, Sadcat. Okay. We'll see y'all later.